Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that's going to let you make one super easily. And then you can distribute it everywhere and even earn money doing this. All in one place. And it's free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and even edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard.
You know, ever since we discovered Spotify for Podcasters, it's been really great. Really get the people involved and ask questions and get ideas for new podcasts. So it's really helped us. And, you know, I highly recommend you give it a try. So download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got. If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen.
Don't
Podcast,
listen to this.
if you're not of age.
What's of age?
This is 18 and up. Look, we're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words. And probably some things that might offend you. But
Don't listen to this.
can't wait till you listen.
Yeah, don't
If
do
you're
it.
18 and up.
Don't do it.
If you're 18 and up.
Yeah. Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast, episode 2 of Jeffrey Epstein and this psychotic
Jeffrey Epstein saga.
God.
The series.
Series, saga, trilogy.
Yeah,
It might be a saga because if it goes to episode 4, it becomes a saga.
automatically.
Automatically a saga.
We're going to try to keep it
What's
at
the
3.
3?
We'll see.
Is that trilogy?
Trilogy, yeah.
Okay, it's a trilogy.
Yeah, but anything over 3 is a saga.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
dig
There's
it.
nothing else to call it. There's like a quartet.
I dig it. So last episode we did basically the story of Epstein.
And then a little tidbit on Ghislaine and how she got to be where she was.
And how he got to be, you know, well, at
Yeah,
least,
big time.
what we could find. Of
I
like,
know,
how the hell did he make it? Like,
How he weaseled his way to stardom.
Yeah. By the way, I think it's Ghislaine.
I thought it was Ghislaine. Maybe it's Ghislaine.
Let's just verify it.
Yeah. I just had the dude. The dude
No,
was
but
like,
just-
he sounds
it's
legit.
Ghislaine.
He's like, this is how we pronounce Ghislaine.
yeah, I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah, I'm like, that guy sounds
I'm gonna go with Ghislaine.
Well,
I'm going to go with Ghislaine.
All right, you
that's
guys say,
that's 66.6% against you.
yeah. In this episode, we're gonna go over what they did. You know what I mean? So,
So it gets a little heavy.
yeah, this is a double disclaimer.
We're not condoning that. Like,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah,
okay. This is not fun.
this is gonna be very over 18.
It's super dark and sucks and
Yeah.
it's tragic.
Yep.
We know it sucks.
Okay, so we'll do a timeline basically of what happened. Basically, so I'm gonna say basically. one more time. How many fucking times can I say basically? Yeah.
Do that again. Do that again.
Okay, so basically.
Basically.
So basically,
Stop saying it.
Now you keep saying it. I gotta say it. Haley Robson was a 16-year-old South Florida high school student when an acquaintance of her at a pool said, "Hey, do you want to make some extra money giving a massage to an old billionaire in Palm Beach?"
Just like that.
Dude, my daughter's not allowed to have friends.
Yeah.
The friends are out. Friends are
And
canceled.
that's the crazy thing about this part of the story is that it was a pyramid scheme of
sex
abuse. Yeah, it's
right.
crazy. Yeah, because it wasn't.
Because it's like people that you trust,
Yeah.
and recruiting you, or maybe
Maybe not
they
trust,
weren't friends.
but
Yeah, maybe they're not friends and you trust. Yeah,
yeah, and they're girls.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's fucking Herbalife, but for like sex work.
Yeah, but it wasn't because I mean, obviously,
the MLM of trafficking.
I know, literally.
So Epstein wasn't out on South Beach, walking around going, "Hey, 16-year-old, you want to come with me?
You want to see my billfold?"
Yeah, it was all through these people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she agreed.
Are you going to get into if these girls were, part of this inner circle or this?
We're getting into that.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So she agreed. She went to his house and was set up for a massage. And he was laying there and she was massaging him. And then he tried to grope her while she was giving the massage. He paid her extra to be wearing just a thong.
How did you not realize that this was
first red flag.
Come on, what? You have no massage skills whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to be in a thong.
Yeah. So
I paid extra.
he tried to touch her and she pushed his hand away. Okay. Then she went back 12 more times to the mansion.
I mean, there has to be, like, once again, not condoning it, but there has to be a point where you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop doing this.
For sure, but also the money.
Yeah.
Money
So
just
this
draws
girl-
you in, I'm sure,
I mean, your allowance at home isn't enough. Like, you're 16. What do you need cash for?
Well, that's
Like-
what I'm saying. Are these girls part of this
Yeah.
like rich life?
No,
maybe.
they're not.
Oh,
They're not.
They're
That's what I'm
not. They're in a
saying.
different area and they're just
maybe they're,
not
they're,
doing
so, they're
well.
so broke. They're like, I need this to survive. Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah.
That makes.
I
that
mean,
would
they're
make sense.
16
Right.
That's
the other thing. It's
in
like
high
they're
school. I don't know.
I don't know. When I was
more
16, like
easily
$200, I guess.
$200 would last me for
When you're
multiple
16, that's a
weeks.
lot.
Yeah, and this is early 2000s, late.
Oh,
late
dude.
90s. So she kept going back, but she was, I guess, groomed or she was put into a new role, which was a recruiter.
Oh, so they made her. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. If you don't want to do the sexy stuff, maybe you'll get other people to do it, and we'll
Right.
still
Yeah.
pay you.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
still
right.
give you cash.
Right.
So in a
So
deposition,
now she's. I don't got to go through this
Yes, that's
painful
right.
thing.
but I
or-
can make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in a deposition later, she said, I didn't have to convince them, the girls. I proposed to them, and then they took it.
Oh, so it's I don't need you, but if you
Yeah,
if you
you're
want it,
into
whatever.
you want to make some extra money.
Right, but she's probably also not saying what's about to
What's
go
gonna
down.
happen?
Totally.
Yeah, she's just saying like,
totally.
oh,
You know,
hey,
yeah.
you
She's
want
not
to do a
saying,
massage?
Fuck this old guy
Yeah,
for
totally.
cash.
Right.
They're like, just
Totally.
come give him a massage, easy peasy.
Yeah. So in a series of unsealed court documents and depositions, new interviews came about saying that there was a small group of women who would essentially lure girls or at least propose to them, and then they would take it,
Yeah.
right?
And that sucks too, because it is like, girls do typically trust other girls, and you know,
yeah.
because I think they'd be much more inclined to be like,
Yeah.
oh, they'll be like, I did it, and
Yeah.
it's like totally fine. Do you want to do it? Like, I'm just
right.
not doing it anymore. And they're like, oh, well, she did it. Of course, I'll do it.
So he also had in the civil suits an organized network of quote unquote underlings. And these were the girls who were trained on how to approach people and then get them to come back to the place. And then also office assistants who booked cars, booked travel.
This is
It's like a whole
this
fucking system.
Yes.
is before Uber, so they were
not
like,
even
they were
kidding.
arranging.
Multiples. Meaning
Shit.
on the daily.
How many
I don't
massages
know. Like
does the guy
this wasn't
need?
just like a random this
Daily,
is
like it's a
dailies.
system now. And,
Yes.
And also, I'm sure you're gonna get into it, but it's not just him.
No.
Oh
Right.
no, it's probably
Oh,
other
absolutely.
old guys that are staying at the
So
compound.
none of these people were charged or even named as co-conspirators.
The girls.
The girls.
Oh, because they were also victims. So the
right.
DA was probably like, "Oh, this
That's
sucks."
right. So, and yeah, you're totally right. And it became tricky because they're victims in them. They were abused, and so then they're coerced to do things further.
I know. So it's almost like they wouldn't have done it on their own volition, but since
But
they
they
were
still
already
did
like
it.
embroiled,
Yes.
I mean that's a little weird because I'm sorry. Let's say if I was a parent and like one of those bitches like had got my kid into
Yeah.
it, I'd be like,
Would you put them on the
Prosecute
same
them.
terms?
fuck them. I don't give a shit. Oh, I need the justice.
So you would put them on the same terms?
I'm just saying.
Maybe
it's-
not the same exact terms.
I'm just saying.
It's hard.
No, it's
Like,
hard to say because right now, what I know, but I'm saying if I can imagine being a parent of a kid who was
Yeah.
coerced by one of these girls
Yeah.
and put through that, and then they'll be, well, she was a victim too. I'd be
Right.
like, well, fuck off.
There's some
I don't
sort
care.
of responsibility there.
Yeah, it's for
Right,
example,
right.
let's say it's like, why groom you, and you get in this gang, you know? Gang is a very similar thing.
So now you're a gangbanger
You're groomed
and-
in this lifestyle,
and you start
and you
recruiting
do it.
other
But they're like,
people.
well, hey, you're a victim, bro.
Right.
It's like, well, you robbed and killed someone, so it's sorry,
Yeah.
but you did it. Like,
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
you did the action,
Yeah.
so you are liable for
Yeah.
it. And it's really weird because obviously they are victims.
It's strange.
They're 100% victims for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not denying
Right.
that.
Okay, so here are the 4 women. Yeah?
Okay.
Sarah Kellen, Leslie Groff, Adriana Ross, and Nadia Markonakova.
Markonakova.
Yeah. So these are the people that were...
The groomer.
It was
the
thought... these were
recruiters.
Yes. Yeah. They contended, though, in the court documents that Ghislaine managed the network of recruiters.
Yeah, she was like the project manager for that
Yeah,
shit.
and actually made like a semi-playbook on how to do it right.
And like
Here's,
AV
it
sales
sounds
training.
like a fucking corporation. Like,
Yeah.
here's your SOP on how to recruit other
Yeah,
girls.
so you say this.
Refer to manual page 6.
Yes.
For this.
Yes. And the idea was that if they paid the person $200, then they would also get about $100 per person they brought in.
Yeah.
So you bring in 15 people, how much money are you making? You're making $1,500.
And no one's
for them.
touching you. So it's
Right.
like easy money.
Yeah. So they were allegedly told to target young, financially desperate,
Oh, see, that's what,
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's
what
where
I'm
it
talking
is.
about.
and to promise advancement of whatever they were into. Meaning, okay, you're into arts. Epstein's a billionaire.
Oh,
Of course.
wanna go to-
Gonna get
you
you
wanna-
into the best art
Yeah,
school.
you want to go to the university? Yeah, absolutely. He'll put in a good word for you.
He knows the dean.
Yeah, so so those are the
And none of those women got to do anything on that. Like this, let's just put that out there.
In fact, come over and you're gonna meet the dean.
Yeah, no, you're massaging him. Like,
So one girl in a deposition said, Ghislaine said that if the guy, Epstein, likes you, then, it will work out for you. You'll travel, you'll make good money, you'll be educated. So essentially, like this girl named Virginia Guffrey, she took that job and she says that she became Epstein's sex slave, constantly providing him sexual favors, but also acquaintances that she didn't know who they were, but they were prominent businessmen and government officials.
and he goes to her, he's like,
politicians.
"Hey, like I need you to do this for me. You want to keep this? You want to keep going?"
Right.
The idea is to-
go in this room and
the
give
idea
them a
is to make
massage
them
and
happy.
Anything else?
The idea is like, hey, I need you to make blah happy. Can you go give them, make them
Happiness.
feel better? And you know what I mean? And then she says, my whole life revolved around just pleasing these men and keeping Ghislaine and Jeffrey happy. Their entire lives revolved around sex.
I mean, it does seem crazy. I mean, wouldn't he want like a break? And he's like having them come like all the time. I'm sorry, but dude, like,
Well, Ghislaine
You
is
need a break.
I'm like virile, but like Jesus Christ,
Ghislaine-
like that many massages?
Ghislaine is quoted as saying that Epstein needs to release 3 times a day.
Really?
Or what? Or is he gonna fucking turn
Just
into
that
like
he's
fucking
insatiable.
Dr. Jekyll?
No, like just that he's insatiable.
I
like,
must drop nuts.
yeah, and so yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Please
So-
refer to the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So yeah. So one of these 4,
Yeah,
her
one
name's Sarah Kellen. She was considered the assistant to Ghislaine. She kept names and numbers of all the girls who gave Epstein erotic massages, and she would call them whenever he was in town, asking if they were ready to work. And so they have documents of her saying,
Are you ready to work?
"Are you ready to work?"
Oh, and it's so loose that you can't.
Yeah.
They're not thinking you're ready to jerk off like Epstein thinking it's like
Yeah.
work.
So you're right. It became this organization.
It does seem like really. It's like a club promoter type group. Like you have like your
Like
club
an
promoters.
organization or a system.
Yeah,
of-
it's just
Yeah.
like that. Okay, you get paid to bring more people in the club,
Yeah.
and then when we have another thing, you hit those same people up, and you keep bringing them back, and it's very set up like that.
Yeah. In one interview, a victim named Mrs. Ransom said that Sarah, one of the recruiters,
Yeah.
and
The main
Ghislaine,
girl. She's the main girl, right?
She was the
there's
assistant.
4.
There-
She's
she
one
was-
of the 4.
But she said she was almost the assistant.
Yeah,
to
Ghislaine's
Ghislaine.
assistant,
Yeah.
basically. She said that Kellen and Ghislaine gave her tips on how to give him massages, including how to rub his feet appropriately and how to best satisfy him sexually. She said, it was Ghislaine and Sarah that showed me how to please Jeffrey sexually. Then one of the other girls, one of the other 4, we'll call them the 4.
The 4.
Right?
Yeah.
The 4, Miss Groff, she was his Epstein's executive assistant for 20 years.
Holy shit.
Damn.
So she knows
she's
the things.
Okay, wait.
See,
20
something
years.
like that
She's
should
one of the
be
4.
also prosecuted.
So
She's one of the 4.
Miss Groff wasn't prosecuted? I mean, I'm sorry.
No.
She
You're the
wasn't.
You're the personal
wasn't.
assistant for fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a little too long to be like,
That's
you're a
right.
victim. Like,
Yeah.
you are now a part of the
You are
organization.
now a fucking
So
conspirator.
later on, we'll talk a little bit about it, but at a certain point, the FBI starts going through his trash.
Oh, smart, because it's
Right?
public property,
Yeah.
baby.
And so they find all these, like, remember back in the day, the little notepad of like a phone message?
Oh, yeah.
And it had like,
Little flippy flip.
Johnny called and he wants to know when your laundry is going to be picked up, blah, blah, blah. They found tons of these. And they had all these not very coded messages, but a girl calling and saying, hey, 17, 18, and 19 can be here at 5.
Yeah, what does that mean?
yeah.
You know, and or blah girl is ready to work. Or, you know what I mean? They found all these messages. Obviously, it didn't say, yeah, she's going to give you a hand job.
No, but it was like 17 strong hands.
Yes.
Blonde,
Yes.
ready to go.
Yes,
Like,
exactly. Yes,
Strong hands.
exactly.
and he's like, perfect.
Yeah. So she said, though, in an interview with the Times that she would answer the phone, manage his schedule, and include meetings with scientists, Wall Street, foreign dignitaries, American politicians, etc.
And the girls.
Scientist? Who the fuck is he meeting with scientists for?
So she says over the years that she formed a special bond with him, anticipating his needs and knowing exactly what he was thinking when he needed it.
I mean,
See, that's what I'm saying. She's not a victim anymore.
No,
she's a fucking
super complicit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my thing is like also like this just proves that he wasn't doing anything. Like, how was he making this money? And he's just all he does is get fucking all he does is get his fuck on all day. And
All day.
and, like,
That's so much work.
I know.
that's like
I don't have time for
3
this.
times a day.
It's crazy. I know. It's insane.
When do you work?
She said that as part of her employment that he would help her obtain a fashion degree at a prestigious school.
Did she?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I don't know if she ever did it, but I don't think so.
Probably
But
not.
it goes back to this. That's his
The carrot?
like,
Is it
giving,
the
and
carrot,
giving
like-
the favor, and the, you know what I mean. I'll do this for you.
Yeah, you're gonna go to Juilliard.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
20 years later, nothing.
Still, it's fucking GED.
But in the lawsuit, in the original civil suit, she said at no time during the employment did she ever engage in any misconduct and ever knowingly made travel arrangements for anyone under 18.
That's a fucking lie.
Straight up.
And it's
There you
also
go.
it's like I didn't know that I didn't know they were gonna fuck him. Like, how would I know that? I just thought he needed multiple massages every day.
One of the 4, she was quoted as saying, "The more you do, the more you make."
Well, yeah, that's that's classic.
That's how he kept him around.
Yeah. Like,
And then the 4th person is Miss Markonakova, and she was a former model. A 16-year-old told Miami PD detectives that she was giving Epstein a massage when Markonakova came in the room and told her, if you want to make an extra $200, you have to blow Epstein right now. And she reluctantly agreed.
and Epstein's like, well, she said it. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't. I
It's
just
not
can't.
me saying it.
And
I
so,
just can't
so
imagine that they're
Damn.
doing any like.
Yeah, and so Markonakova, there's about 4 reports of different people where she did the same exact thing.
Like she was
So
like
she wasn't
would
even
come
just-
in, you can
Yeah.
suck the dick.
She wasn't even
$200.
just recruiting them. She would walk in mid and be like, "Let's up the ante."
This is what you got to do.
And she probably have cash
Yeah.
Yeah.
for this to make it more real. Like an additional $200.
But here's the part that's crazy. She was underage too.
what the fuck? How old was she at the time?
16.
Jesus, that's ruthless. These bitches are complicit. Like, I'm sorry, you are not.
Shit.
No, they're
Those 4.
The victim
The
is
4.
those
The
4.
4.
Those 4.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
The 4.
I'm sorry. That's bullshit that they weren't charged. I
Nothing.
recant.
But she's underage too. She can't. You
She's
can't
not
charge a
underage.
minor.
She wasn't a minor when this shit came out.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but when it happened-
when it happened, she's a minor. You can't charge them.
Yes, you can,
You cannot.
bro. What?
No, you can't
No,
charge.
I don't think so.
Wanna bet?
So you're 16 and you go do something, you would be charged as a minor.
No, Eric. Okay.
No?
So, okay.
So, like-
here's let me give you an example.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me give you an
Yeah,
example.
that's a good question.
Let's say I'm 16. I kill Jorge. They find out when it's
Murder's not the same thing because murder, there's no age.
no.
Do you know what I mean?
You can still be charged as a minor, 100% for murder, 100%.
No,
Yeah,
but
but
like
you
if
go-
you're over 18 when it got found out and there's evidence.
Yeah, there's no
and then
statute
you're
of
getting
limitations.
No, but it
There's no
doesn't.
statute of
It doesn't
limitations.
matter.
Murder and-
it doesn't
I'm just
matter.
saying
If,
it's-
let's say if you're okay, let's say you're doing sex trafficking, you're 16. They find out and you're 20. They're not going to charge you as a 16-year-old when
Yes,
you're
they
20.
are.
No, they're not. That's retarded. I'm gonna look this up. This is bullshit.
It sounds like they wouldn't.
Yeah, because you're a minor.
Yeah. Like if you're currently doing it
Yeah,
still,
that's right.
4 years later, you're 20, you're still doing it. That's different.
Totally.
Yeah.
As an adult.
Because you could charge them right now,
Totally.
whatever they're doing now. But if you found out what you were doing when you were 16, you're not going to get charged
As an
an adult.
You'll get charged as a minor. Sure.
No, you only get charged as a minor when you are a minor.
Yeah, but if you did an act when you were a minor, you can't get charged later for. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, they're what are they gonna send you to juvie when you're 25? Like
No, but
No, you're not
get
going to
the-
get charged.
You're gonna get charged, but you're gonna get the lenient.
No,
you're
you're
gonna
not going to get charged.
No.
You're not.
No. Okay. Look, so
You don't know the
I don't
answer to
know.
this.
I don't know.
Look, the majority of states, you can be charged as an adult as a minor. Florida's one of them.
Sure.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
you can. I've
Okay.
seen that.
And-
Yeah, I've
Or
seen that.
Yeah, I've seen
or if you're not, you can get the judge can explicitly write and be like, hey, they're going to be charged as an adult, and at that point, you can be charged as an adult as a minor.
Yeah.
So
As
if
an-
you can be charged
as an adult, as a minor.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're a minor, you can get charged as an adult. But what
Correct.
if you're over 18 and they found out about some shit you were doing when you were 16,
you're
but
charged,
now you're an adult,
You're an adult.
so you get charged as an adult?
No.
yes.
No.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with
Oh
you.
my
I don't
god.
think
You
so.
guys are
Two on
I don't
one.
think so.
Two on one.
Yeah, we beat Sean.
Yeah. Democracy.
Please.
I'm sure we're gonna get so many.
democracy
We're gonna get so many
and
comments.
the republic.
I will bring security.
Your new empire.
Only the Sith deal in absolute Seneca.
Then you are truly lost, my friend.
You underestimate my power.
I will do what I must.
That is the best. One of the best scenes ever.
Ooh, shit.
All right. Anyways,
I'm sweating now from
Please
now on.
write in.
Hey guys, hope we're enjoying the show so far. We wanted to take a break and just remind you of the different ways that you can support our podcast. The first and foremost is you can subscribe by clicking the follow button on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts. It's on the show page. It's really easy. You just click it and subscribe. What this does is it makes it so you get notified every new release that comes out. Another way is by simply following us on social media. This is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. But one of the best ways that you can support our podcast is to help us grow. And how do you do that? You can share the show with friends and family. Okay, thanks a bunch, everybody. Now back to the show.
I need you guys to write in to make me right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably got some
Like,
lawyers.
I know
like-
there's some
like
smarter humans
some
than us.
policemen or somebody's
listening to
listening.
this.
So
Write in, tell
and
me.
the next part is about a little bit about it. Not quite the same thing, but it's basically prosecutors said later that it's a thorny legal issue in deciding whether to charge the associates because they've initially been victims themselves.
Well,
The
see,
four.
I
We're
understand
talking about the
that.
four.
We're talking,
Yeah,
we're talking about the victim thing.
Yeah, that's different than the minor thing. But
Correct.
yeah.
Right.
So determining criminal liability is a complex decision if a person has been exploited for sex in the first place and then used as a pawn to recruit others.
But then, with her coming in, want $200?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I mean, that doesn't seem like you're under duress.
Just a lawyer who focuses on it says it becomes really, really tricky when
Well,
you're
it
trying to
doesn't
prosecute.
seem, but like,
I know.
I don't know. If you put yourself in
I
her
feel
shoes,
like-
then she might be like, "Oh, I'm going to go back to, the lower ranks, and I'm going to have to be the one in the room now." I don't know. It's so
it's rough.
complicated.
It's rough.
It's so complicated. But anyways, Sean's wrong.
Okay. But yet I'm like, oh, murder. Oh, murder's different. Murder's different. Like,
So okay,
Shut
so
up.
there
That was
is
Eric. That was
there
Eric,
is
not me.
that was Jorge's like, I'm not liable.
Yeah.
so there is a
It's like,
so there is a fifth.
I thought it was just the
Girl.
four, like
I
the
know,
four,
so-
the four horsemen.
So there is a fifth girl, and her name's
Ghislaine.
Robson, Miss Robson, right? And she's a former stripper and waitress at Olive Garden. She was not
Classy.
She was not among the four who were part of the original lawsuit, but some of the detectives wanted to prosecute her. So I'm telling you about her because
she worked at Olive
she
Garden.
was
They're
the
like,
fifth.
"Fuck Olive
And
Garden."
so she was a
She
recruiter.
was part of it,
She was the fifth recruiter.
but there was not enough evidence to have her really part of it.
Okay.
The four are the four. And then there was a fifth. And it said her role in Epstein's operation was significant enough that the detectives planned to charge her more than a decade ago. She was sued twice civilly and described her role in the deposition. So when Epstein would fly into Florida, she would get on a call on her cell phone from Sarah, one of the four, and tell her how many massages that he would need for the upcoming visit. The two of them would then schedule a scheduling coordinator.
oh my God.
This dude's so funny.
So he would be like, I'm in town for 8 days. I need 9.
Massages a day.
Yeah.
No,
And
the thing I
then-
don't understand is like they wanted
More
to
like 24, 3 a day.
they wanted to charge this fifth one, but the other four, they're like, well, you know.
I think because there wasn't much documented evidence. The other ones, there was in the trash. It was everything. You know what I mean?
No,
And
but they
this
had
was-
more evidence on the four.
Right,
Not her.
right, right.
But they wanted to charge this fifth one, but with these four, they're like,
Oh, yeah.
well, they were victims. But her, they were like, fucking burn her on the
fuck
cross.
her.
I know. Like,
Jeez.
she was a stripper. She worked at Olive Garden. Piece of shit. Like,
I'm going to tell you what happened, and you're going to be
Now-
super mad about it.
Did she start off not a recruiter, or did she just move into recruiter
yeah,
status?
straight recruitment.
You're
off the
like,
bat.
you're a stripper. You could be a recruiter.
Yeah.
You know, that's
You
a
know-
good question.
you know.
I don't have that. I don't have that.
Yeah,
You know what I
wonder.
mean? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There was a lot of girls.
Yeah,
A lot of-
yeah.
you know what
There's, I bet
A
there
lot of.
was.
So she said in a deposition, she said, I would have a girl that would be available for those dates and times. And that's what she would send to Sarah, who would send it to Ghislaine,
Like
who
on a
would
fucking
send it to Epstein.
Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
Monday.
So
like
this
a
is
whole
what she told
calendar.
lawyers, though. This is what she told lawyers. She made $200 for every high school girl she brought to the house. She recruited the girls from high school, including one who was 14. When she brought a 23-year-old, Epstein
fired.
said no, too old, sent her away.
Oh my God.
What?
23 is young as fuck.
Damn. Man.
That's like a lifetime away from me. Like,
Yeah, I know, I know.
23, I'm like, oh my God.
In the deposition, she said, the more you do, the more you make. If you were topless, if you were working in your thong, if you were working in your bra, you're going to make more than 100. And then she was reached out by the Times. She says, I have nothing to say. I would appreciate it not being contacted again.
Dude, what the fuck?
So she was straight up.
So
Like,
she was the fifth. Okay, so in 99, Epstein allegedly forced an underage girl to have sex with Prince Andrew.
Oh yeah, I heard about this. Believe it fully.
So
Yes.
Virginia
Fully
Guffrey,
believe it.
Virginia Guffrey is one of the first survivors to ever speak out, and she's on the Netflix documentary. She came out in a lot of stuff. She worked at Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah.
so that's also the weird.
connection.
You know, everybody knows everybody.
No,
And
but yeah,
it's
Meryl,
like
like, she was probably the beer cart girl, and they're
Yeah.
like, get her.
so she worked at Mar-a-Lago in 99 when she was 15. So Guffrey accused Epstein of sex trafficking her and said he forced her to have sex with Andrew, the Duke of York.
And
Prince
he,
Andrew.
and he got fucking exiled, bro.
Yes.
He got excommunicated from the royal family. They're like, fuck off. Want nothing to do with
so
you.
Prince Andrew denied the allegations. So do you remember the photo?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a photo of
He's
Andrew
got his
and
hand.
the chick.
Yes,
It's
and
like- it's-
Ghislaine's in the background.
And then Ghislaine's in the background.
right.
It's like his hand's almost on her butt.
That's right. And so
Little
then
touch.
he did an interview, and you should watch the interview when you have a spare moment. It's the most awkward
I might have seen.
interview.
I think I might have seen.
I
it.
haven't
Because
seen
he's
that.
like, you know what? I'm going to get ahead of this. I'm going to do an interview. And he gets on the interview and he's just
He's
out
like,
of control.
uh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
doesn't know
like
what he's
fucking-
talking about. He's like, I never did anything
He's-
at all. I
he's-
never had sexual relations with that girl. 2002, Epstein is accused of raping a high school student in New York. Jennifer Arauz was 14.
Oh my God.
When a woman allegedly approached her to take her to the townhouse in New York. Arauz told NBC she returned to the mansion several times over the next year and was coerced eventually into stripping down and giving him erotic stuff and massages and stuff.
Why do you keep
And
going
then
back?
Right, that
she
doesn't make
accused
any
him.
sense.
She accused him of raping her in 2002.
Dude? And I'm sorry, but like, I it's just weird.
First
to me.
time you go there, there's like some fucked up shit that goes down. You're not going back. if you don't have to. Like,
No.
it's one thing if you're kept prisoner.
Maybe they were so
whatever. Yeah.
I'm trying to understand it, but maybe they were so financially hard up that they had to.
Dude, but
Okay,
like, you know how
I
many
mean-
financially hard up people still survive without fucking people?
Right.
I'm just saying. And
But
especially
maybe
when
the
you're
first time-
14, you're a
I
kid.
know,
You're,
14's
you don't
different,
you don't have to
dude.
like bring in the bacon for your kids.
That's right.
I know.
It's different.
14's
Like
different.
it's different. You're a child. You're in school.
Yeah. Okay, so in March,
It's fucked up.
March in 2005, this is when the police started to finally.
They're like, hey, something's
going on.
Stop this from happening.
So Palm Beach police, they began investigating Epstein after the family of a 14-year-old girl reported that she was molested at his house.
Yeah, wasn't there I think there was actually multiple complaints, and like it took.
Yeah.
It was like the fifth or sixth time, and they finally
You're
did
right.
something about it.
Yeah, you're right. So multiple girls came forward and said that he was hiring them to give him sexual pleasures. Yeah. She said a female acquaintance, again, and a classmate at the high school,
Fucking
fake
friends.
Yeah, taken her to the house to give him a massage in exchange for money. In April now, Palm Beach police begin pulling his trash, and they discovered the telephone messages that we talked about, right? With that girl's name on it. So then it was like
Oh, so they can
verified.
confirm,
Yes. And a time that matched the time that she told the police that
Oh,
she
so they're
was
like,
there.
it happened. Like,
Yeah. Then they found the names and phone numbers of a bunch of other girls on a bunch of other message slips in the trash. October, police go into full probe. One of Epstein's assistants calls one of the girls just as she's being questioned by the police.
She's like in the room.
She's literally being questioned by the
phone
police.
rings, and she's
Yes.
like, it's him.
Damn.
Investigators begin interviewing more girls, as well as Epstein's butlers, who tell them that Epstein frequently gets visits from girls throughout the day.
He's never working. I mean, this guy has never fucking worked a second of his life. What the fuck is he doing?
So-
Keeps going back to that.
So at the-
I don't have a time to smoke a cigarette during the day. I'm fucking working. Like, Jesus Christ.
So by the end of the month, they get a search warrant, and they search his house. Okay, by
Finally.
I know, fuck.
Damn.
fast forward now, they haven't done anything. So they fast forward all the way to the next year, 2006, May.
What happened to the warrant?
And he's still making trips back.
They're just gathering evidence. Police sign a probable cause affidavit charging Epstein and two of his assistants, so two of the four, with multiple counts of unlawful sex acts with a minor. State Attorney Barry Krischer instead refers the case to a grand jury. Okay? So he basically wants a jury trial instead of a judge, right? So May 2006, they sign the paperwork to officially charge him. July, he's arrested. And what he's arrested on is a single count of soliciting prostitution.
What the fuck?
What?
One count. And it's not even with a minor. It's just he solicited a prostitute.
So this relatively minor charge.
And that's going to go to a jury trial for that.
So this
It's like a fine.
Yeah. So
Like,
this
what the
relatively minor charge draws newspaper articles and critiques and, you know, that sort of thing. Essentially, in the news articles that were coming out at the time, that he was given special treatment.
Well, no shit.
Yeah.
It's like I killed like 10 people. They're like, he's being charged with one like aggravated assault.
Yeah, it's like a slap on the wrist.
So he was arrested, and then the grand jury, after hearing only from one girl, returns an indictment of one count of solicitation and prostitution. So he was arrested for the one count, and then they heard from one girl.
What happened to the other girls?
Oh, yeah. They just didn't
right.
interview him.
Yeah.
They didn't interview him.
These fucking cops suck.
Not only that,
These guys are worse than the OJ
They-
They're
trial.
way worse.
they
What the
disregarded them being a minor. So it was the equivalent of him going to Miami
And just find a
getting
hooker.
a hooker, and then it was a sting operation, and then he got caught for trying to get a hooker.
Yeah, but the hooker was like
it.
a sophomore in high school. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, these cops suck. Fuck these motherfuckers.
No, the legal, not the cops. The cops aren't
No,
part of
sorry.
the
The lawyers
the
are
court. Whatever happened there.
The district attorney is on the payroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
massages.
So at this
Yeah.
point, at this point, of course, Epstein hires the legal team.
of course.
It's like
course.
Dream Team number 2.
Yeah, with all of his
Yeah.
fake money
You know what I
that
mean?
he magically has. I'm a fuck.
So then he starts to negotiate with the state attorney's office on sentencing and the punishment for
A plea deal.
the
Take
one.
a
Yes,
plea.
that's right.
It's community service.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a slap on the wrist.
Yeah. So at that time, the police chief of Palm Beach was pressuring the FBI to open up a minor case about minors, saying, hey, dude, this is not what?
Okay.
He's not just going to get a hooker. So the police chief is like, FBI, this is a federal crime.
I actually recant my statement about the police. Thank you, police.
Yeah.
The lawyers are terrible.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Child prostitution and child crimes and child sex thing is a federal FBI jurisdiction kind of thing. So then they begin their investigation. They start interviewing people, et cetera, right? So now go to 2007. The U.S. attorney prepares to present a case to the federal grand jury, right? Epstein's attorney requests a meeting to discuss the investigation before it happens. Okay?
Okay.
There's a 53-page indictment that's prepared.
That's a whopper.
At the same time, the plea deal conversations start with Epstein's legal team.
Oh, they're like, you get a win, automatic victory.
So the grand jury subpoenas the computers, his computers. Okay. At the time, the U.S. attorney in Miami is by the name of Alexander Acosta. Later on, this is going to be important.
Yeah, he was on the fucking manifest.
He enters into direct discussions about the plea agreement, right? As well as delaying Epstein's computer subpoena.
See, this is where they're like, oopsies. I don't know where they went. The computers just disappeared.
So federal prosecutors in September drop several plea agreements that are rejected by Epstein and his attorneys. And Epstein then signs a non-prosecution agreement. Now, what does that mean?
Yeah. It means that you can't be prosecuted for that crime.
That's right.
It's in essence like amnesty. Like you have amnesty from that crime, but you have to give them something.
That's right. You have to give them something for it. Okay, good. So that's what's happening right now, right? They're going through the paperwork and this and that.
He went through his Rolodex. He's like, who can I give up?
Yeah.
Who can I burn?
Yeah. With the non-prosecution agreement being debated still, Acosta meets with Epstein's lawyer at the West Palm Beach Marriott to discuss finalizing a deal. Among the terms agreed upon is that the victims would not be notified that the deal was being struck.
What?
Jesus.
Okay, so
they can't know, so they can't be pissed?
That's right.
Yeah.
So not only is he getting off, it's like
This is crazy.
they can't know that. Dude, what the fuck? How was this flying? How did they let this fucking shit happen?
Epstein's lawyer objects to an addendum that they put in the agreement, and the provision called for a special master to appoint an attorney to represent the victims in a civil compensation trial. So he also objected to them being able to sue him civilly for money.
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah.
He's a fucking prick. He's like, I need that for my massages.
So then December comes around. The two sides continue to debate the addendum. So Epstein now has an attorney named Kenneth Starr. You heard that name?
Guy sounds like he fucking wins.
Okay, so just so you know,
sounds like a winner.
Savage.
Just so you know who the Kenneth Starr is, he's the prosecutor who prosecuted Bill Clinton for getting.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just to know who he is. You know what I mean? For impeachment.
Yeah.
He was the one who put forward for impeachment. Anyways. Okay, good. So Kenneth Starr asked for a review of the agreement by the U.S. Department of Justice, further delaying it. But the victims are told this entire time that it's just continuing.
Yeah, it's just the legal process is how it works.
2007 now comes around.
Fucking years later.
Federal prosecutors prepare an indictment against Epstein. But for a year, the money manager's lawyer engages in talks with the U.S. attorney, Alexander Acosta, about a plea agreement. Okay, so this is just the delaying.
I mean, he could just delay this forever, and he could go to any country that doesn't extradite any of this time. Let's dip.
So one thing that they were stuck at was that Epstein's lawyers were continuing to say that the accusers were unreliable witnesses and non-credible. So
they're too young to be credible.
Impoverished.
It's probably it's all part of the game. It's like you take these low income people. I'm such an upstanding citizen.
Yeah.
They're trying to.
You're gonna believe them
they're
over
coming
me.
They're coming at me for money.
Yeah.
The massages was non-sexual. She told me she was 18. Fucking Epstein.
Right.
Okay,
so it's just like a power play. Who you're gonna believe them over me? You're gonna.
Yes. So then
I donated $30 million to Harvard.
So then another thing that Epstein does is he says, hey, I don't agree to this because it requires me to register as a sex offender.
Because you are, you piece of shit. Sorry. I didn't mean to yell.
So meanwhile, during this whole thing, the FBI continues to probe.
God, our system sucks dicks. It's like the worst.
So the Justice Department issues finding that if a plea deal is not reached immediately, then he will be prosecuted. So immediately then he agrees to the plea deal.
I love I said like immediately.
Like, in that case, okay.
3 years later, like
So
immediately.
This is what he agrees to. Okay. In 2008,
Okay.
he pleads to guilty 1 count of solicitation of prostitution,
It's weak sauce.
1 count of solicitation of prostitution with a minor.
Fine. Okay, good.
He's sentenced to 18 months in jail,
Which he didn't serve.
followed by a year of community control or house arrest.
Wow.
Okay.
He must register
That's
twice
it?
a year in Florida as a sex offender.
Good.
Wherever he
Yeah.
goes. Okay. So that was what he got.
Okay. It's not great, but it's better than nothing.
But here's the part that's crazy. In that agreement, he agrees that he can never be charged and his co-conspirators can never be charged and additional co-conspirators can't be named.
Wait. So say it again.
Okay, so
So pretty much no one can be
nobody
charged.
can be
Oh, yeah.
charged. The
Yeah.
co-conspirators can't be charged.
So he takes-
anybody who else might be a conspirator, meaning Prince Andrew,
Yeah, exactly.
or anybody else who was at his home can't be charged because it's anybody who.
This is also
A
probably this is also
co-conspirator.
goes into his like little favor game. Oh, look what I did! I protected.
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking protected you.
Yeah.
Additionally, the victims weren't told about the plea agreement.
It's just so weird. I'm like, why? I don't understand that. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, just so they wouldn't file civilly, and they would think it keeps
Right.
going, and then
Yeah.
like statute of limitation goes out, and they're like, they can't file a civil case.
So they freaked out and they filed an emergency petition, basically. But by that time, he had already signed, sealed, delivered, and reported jail.
Did he actually
really?
serve the full 18 months?
So here's what it did. In jail, he was approved for work release from the county stockade. Okay. So he's picked up by a private driver 6 days a week. He's transported to his office in West Palm,
And to get massages,
where he can see whoever he wants for 12
Seriously?
hours a day.
and there's no one
Then-
supervising him.
He then returns to the stockade at night.
This is bullshit.
It's like Goodfellas.
So
He gets his lobsters delivered
Yeah.
into the place,
So he serves 13 months in jail.
which in essence,
In the stockade.
jail.
In the
Yeah.
and 13 months in
Yes.
jail,
Quote,
it's
unquote.
actually
Yes.
like 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
He's actually
So
in prison.
he's released. He's supposed to register as a sex offender and is on a probation for a year. So he's supposed to stay at home for a year. But
Doesn't.
records show on his planes and this and that. He goes to Manhattan. He goes to the Virgin Islands. He goes all over the place.
Did he actually register as a sex offender?
Yes, he did.
Probably did. Probably thought, oh, I lost the paperwork. Whoopsies.
A few months later, over a dozen civil lawsuits were filed by women who alleged they were molested by Epstein. He settled pretty much all of them out of court.
I'm sure he did. It's like,
mean?
so 200. How many times?
Right?
All right, 20 G's. Is that fine?
In November, one of Epstein's former butlers tries to sell an undercover FBI agent a black book that is filled with names of hundreds of girls and young women that Epstein allegedly procured for sex. The butler tells FBI agents he witnessed nude underage girls at Epstein's pool and had known that the millionaire was having sex with them. He also saw porno that was underage porno on his computers. Alfredo Rodriguez, who is the butler, was later charged with obstruction of justice and sentenced to federal prison. He died.
Shit.
He died in 2015.
This is so fucked up. It's like, this guy's, I'll give you the evidence, and they're 20 years in prison for this fucking guy. Obstruction of justice. Death penalty.
Okay, so 2010. I'm just pushing us through this, right? 2010, the flight logs are obtained.
Fucking Christ.
And this shows a lot of different things. We talked about it a little bit earlier, or at least on the other episode. We talked about it on the other episode. Bill Clinton, National Security Advisor Sandy Berger, the Colombian president, lawyer Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz was one of OJ's lawyers.
Oh, well, of course. See, there were so many.
Now,
people.
how we have this confirmed, or do we also only have the initials? Like, how do we know is this?
Good question. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that because here I'm going to go into it a little bit here,
Stop asking questions.
and I'm going to show. I'm going to
Question
tell you.
everything.
I'm going to tell you who the news reported. I'm not reporting, and I'm not saying this, but I'm
Right.
saying the news reported this. Okay.
Live action news, Eric.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like reporting.
Breaking news.
So
Go ahead, Eric.
Jeffrey Epstein's former pilot testified in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. So that was recently, like a year ago or 2 years ago. He said there's a lot of powerful men who went on the plane, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. In 2002 and 2003, Clinton took a total of 4 trips on Epstein's plane, 1 to Europe, 1 to Asia, and 2 to Africa. All under the concept of the Clinton Foundation work.
Yeah, Clinton fucking corruption foundation.
The logs show Trump taking 4 trips.
Okay.
1993, 94, 95, and 97.
Where'd they go? Did they say where they went? Because like they had fucking explicit details on Clinton. Africa.
Yeah.
Trump's name appears in the 94 flight logs alongside the names Marla, Tiffany, and a nanny, believed to be a reference to his then wife, Marla, and then infant daughter, Tiffany.
Okay, so if,
he had-
Okay.
so if he went
So
with
his
his kid,
family.
he went with his kid and his wife, he's probably not fucking a 14-year-old.
Yeah. Now, here are some...
Clinton, it shows him with like 5 other teenagers.
Clinton
Like,
plus 6.
Oh my God.
So here are the names that are reported by the Associated Press and CNN. Okay, Trump, Clinton, Kevin Spacey, kind of believable.
Dude, Kevin Spacey's, obviously getting sued for all the shit, all the men that he raped
Yeah.
and shit. So it was 2 or 3 of the main people going after him all magically died.
No way,
Yeah,
really?
dude.
I don't know, but does Kevin Spacey have clout? I mean,
I don't know, dude. He might be.
really.
He
Not
might
really.
be. He just might be in with the people that are all fucked up, and like they don't want it to get
Yeah.
out that he's in these like weird.
I mean, he went on the plane.
That's what I'm saying, like, dude. That's what I'm
Went on the
saying.
plane.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, here's like Kevin Spacey accuser Linda Culkin dead after being struck by car. Massage therapist suing Kevin Spacey for sexual assault dies ahead of trial.
Oh, was it a girl?
There's a girl and then a guy. And then Kevin Spacey accuser dies by suicide day after actor posts kill them with kindness video. Kevin Spacey won't face criminal charges in groping case after accuser's death. It just
What the fuck?
and then there's a picture. The next is a picture. I'll show you guys, and I'll show the camera of Kevin Spacey and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
really?
Look, look.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So, just saying,
So there you go.
Kevin Spacey was complicit.
I believe. I mean,
The fact that
honestly.
him and Ghislaine look pretty.
Yeah, he
pretty
looks
fu-
the kind.
Oh yeah, he looks like.
I mean,
like
there's a
slimy.
reason he's canceled, really.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so then Chris Tucker. We talked
Yeah,
about
we talked
him.
about him.
Yeah. Bill Gates.
Piece of shit. Sorry, I sneezed.
Bill Gates. Prince Andrew.
Tucker or Bill Gates?
Here,
Bill Gates.
here's
Chris
one.
Tucker's dead.
Here's one that I didn't expect. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
That's
Don't know. I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm not sure if this is true. I don't know.
Yeah,
Right,
we're not
right.
reporting.
This is from Associated Press and CNN,
So this is for them.
and you can Google this. This is up there. It's
And
still
our-
alive.
And RFK
know what I
Jr.
mean?
is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running for president. So,
U.S. Senator John Glenn, former Senate Majority Leader George Mitchell. Anyways, those are the main. So I don't know. I mean, this is loose. Now here's the thing: if the Associated Press and CNN did it based on abbreviations,
then it's fucking.
then that's fucking lame reporting,
I know
Yeah,
it's super.
yeah.
right?
They're like, who's famous with these
Yes.
initials? Like, fuck.
Which can't put that past him either.
I
but-
know.
But
I know.
I don't know.
I mean, if it was RFK, like,
believe.
if the initials were RFK, I mean, like, okay,
Yeah.
I understand, like making that connection.
Yeah. RFKJ.
I know RFKJ hard period. Like,
I mean,
But there's more.
I don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
because they refuse to release.
Because here's the
full
thing.
shit.
Here's the thing. Right now, all we're guessing on is who we really are a suspect of.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you know what I mean? Like,
But we don't know though.
we don't know if Donald Trump did. We don't know if Bill Clinton did. Honestly, we don't know if Chris Tucker did.
We don't know if Kevin Spacey did.
Yeah,
Like, we don't
none of
know.
this.
It's just
we don't know.
we're just guessing.
But these are, I mean,
We're
these
just
are
going
the
based
most
off of-
famous. One of the most famous news reporting agencies.
Yeah, we're just going based off
in
of
the
the
US.
research that we can
That's what
find
they
out
go.
there. Like,
That's what they said.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to repeat that over and over.
I just want to say this is not this is not financial
we don't know.
advice.
We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. Okay, so in 2011.
Don't shit on us on social media.
I
Fans.
know.
Please,
I
God.
feel like we're gonna get.
I know we're gonna release one
super
clip and they're like,
raped
you
on
fucking,
this.
you
Yeah.
guys can't report this shit. Blah! The Earth's not
Like,
flat.
okay, CNN.
I know, it's like, not us. Not us.
Yeah.
Not us. Not us. Next, Eric, please.
Okay, so the U.S. District Judge Kenneth Mara rejected the argument that it was under no obligation to notify victims prior to striking a non-prosecution agreement with Epstein.
So pretty much that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what's
So
the
in
purpose?
November, it was determined that Epstein must register in New York as sex offender, despite efforts by him to try to,
Wait,
repeal it.
I thought if you were a sex offender, you had to always be registered everywhere. No
Isn't
longer
it
a sex
isn't
offender.
it a federal crime? So that's
It's a federal
like,
crime.
That's my
so you
point.
would think.
Isn't it the
I
whole?
think Sean's right on this one.
Yeah,
I
this
think
seems
it's the whole
weird.
thing.
Because it's also you can just.
But he probably like weaseled his way out of like, okay, I only got to register in Florida,
Yeah.
and then that's
He's
it.
like, sell the house now. Sell the Palm Springs house immediately.
But what's that Subway guy?
Jared.
Jared,
Yeah.
He's going to register everywhere.
Oh, for
Right?
sure. Oh,
I
he's
mean, he
registering
should be.
everywhere.
It's not like he's only going to get one state.
Oh, well, everyone just knows though.
Right,
So
right,
it's like
right,
he doesn't
right.
really have to register because like we all know
By the way, there's a documentary.
on him.
It's fucked up.
It really.
Oh yeah.
Because
Everything's documented, and he was a Looney Tune.
Really?
Like, everything's documented.
I know he was
Like, just
literally-
imagine the most horrible thing you've done, but
It's
everything
all-
documented,
like,
every
to the T.
aspect of it. Yeah. Oh,
it's like literally it's all on camera.
Yeah.
It's like him like saying,
oh,
"What's it on? Is it?
it's on Netflix.
Oh, I'm gonna check that.
yeah, you gotta check it out.
It's called like fucking
It's called like some like
foot long.
yeah foot long.
I'm sorry. It's like Subway. I don't know.
Okay, so and then 2015, Virginia, and we talked about Virginia. She filed court papers in Florida claiming that she was forced by Epstein to have sex with Prince Andrew. That she was also underage, and
At the
that's
time, yeah.
when she released the photo.
Yes.
Yeah, she claims that Ghislaine worked as Epstein's madame, like a prostitute madame.
madam.
right? Anyways,
Like a
at
female
this time,
pimp?
yes,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's
exactly.
like the brothel runner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Female pimp. I like that.
I like
That's
that.
better. Yeah.
So a federal judge ruled that Roberts cannot join the Federal Crimes Victims' Rights Act lawsuit, and the judge struck her affidavit from the case against Prince Andrew. So Prince Andrew said, "See, I'm vindicated," but in reality, it was more of a technicality that
Yeah.
she couldn't join the
Couldn't
lawsuits.
piggyback on that
Yes,
shit.
exactly. Yeah.
I told you I didn't do nothing.
Yeah, so in September, Roberts sued Ghislaine in New York, claiming that Epstein alleged Madame defamed her in public. Anyways, and there's a lot of lawsuits going back and forth.
Yeah, it's just everyone's
And-
sue,
yeah.
counter sue, counter sue.
In,
It's all
20,
about the
in
optics.
2016, a lawsuit is filed in Manhattan by a woman who once was named Katie Johnson. She claimed that she was raped by Donald Trump at a party at Epstein's house in 94 when she was 13.
Oh my God.
Trump
She was 13?
Trump and Epstein both deny it ever happened.
I'm just going off.
Yeah, no.
I'm just going off the facts. I mean, Trump is typically just boning supermodels in
I
their
don't think he would need
mid,
to,
mid to
right?
late 20s. I don't know.
You're saying he would need he doesn't need to do
No, I'm just saying his preference that he's shown is not
Right.
13-year-olds.
I see.
Whereas Epstein was like 23, get the fuck
I know.
out of here.
right,
I
right,
don't know.
right.
Oh,
I mean-
get her out of here.
I mean, it was dismissed.
I don't know.
So I don't want to, I'm
I'm just going based
yeah.
off like data that we have is like what we've seen them.
These
with.
are just people accusing.
Yeah, of
people.
course.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
So-
like, shit, I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon here.
Yeah, try to get some money or what?
I mean, whatever I can get. Just
So
flat
in-
on the PJ.
So in 2017, Trump nominated a former Miami federal prosecutor named Acosta.
Oh, that guy.
Hmm.
So he was nominated by Trump to be the U.S. Secretary of Labor.
That's such a weird job. He was a prosecutor and he's gonna be the Secretary of Labor. That's weird.
At this time, the story started to focus on Acosta, giving him a lenient, letting him go on one solicitation when there was 30 girls.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's very lenient. It's extremely lenient.
And the plea deal was you can't prosecute me.
Any of my homies,
Right.
or my home,
or me, even.
yeah, right.
know what I mean?
or me,
Yeah. So it got a horrible coverage, I guess.
Oh, for sure.
In this unusual whatever. When Trump was president, they went on and, I don't know.
trying to
fucking
shit
whatever.
on him for it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look good. That's a
Right.
bad play.
I know.
Yeah.
This is not a. This is doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So then we fast forward, and in July 6, 2019, Epstein is arrested on federal sex trafficking charges after federal prosecutors in New York conclude they weren't bound by the terms of the earlier deal.
Fucking sucker. Fuck on.
Yeah.
So days later, Acosta resigned.
Ooh.
Do you remember that?
Okay.
So Acosta resigned
wow.
amid public outrage over the investigation.
That's interesting.
I
feel
did
like,
not remember
I feel
that.
like when you resign, it's like you're pretty much just saying I'm guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, I did it.
So there's actually a video you can watch, and it's his resignation. And Trump is standing with him, and he says, like, hey, he's a great guy, and this is just happening, and it just happened.
Yeah, I probably would.
So Trump was right there next to him
Yeah.
while he's doing like this speech.
Yeah. So he's kind of just saying, I still support him, but he's resigning.
Yeah, I'd be like, I
There's
don't
not
support
really
him
much
at
more to
all.
it.
Yeah.
I'm going to just get away from this.
That was July 2019. So August 10th, 2019, guards walk in to the jail cell and they find Epstein dead in his cell with a bed sheet around his neck, leaning forward, where the bed sheet is at the lower part of his neck, not the upper where you're hanging, but lower and forward.
The same guards that were supposed to be watching and
I mean,
protecting him.
we're giving away the next episodes. Yeah.
We'll get into this later because I'm fired up about this shit.
So then a year later, July 2nd, 2020, federal prosecutors in New York charged Ghislaine Maxwell with sex crimes, saying she helped recruit the underage girls that Epstein sexually abused and sometimes participated in the abuse herself.
Yeah. She would.
So sometimes she would be, hey, eat me out.
Yeah, I want to be in
then,
this. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so she was part of it. So December of the next year, after a month-long trial, a jury convicts Maxwell of multiple charges, including sex trafficking, conspiracy, transportation of minor for illegal sexual activity. She's sentenced to 20 years in prison.
See, it's so weird that he only got 20 years. It seems a little light. I mean,
But she was silent.
Compared
she
to
didn't
him?
she didn't. Well, he died. He didn't get convicted at all.
yeah, this was
Or
before.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. For the first one though.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but still, it's like 20 years. That seems like that should be kind of like a lifer type scenario.
Yeah.
Like if you're trafficking minors, it should just be like auto life,
Yeah.
like automatic life.
It's not one time.
I don't know. I
It
don't
was
know.
like
No, it's like everybody, like
fucking
hundreds
years.
of fucking
Yeah,
times.
Yeah, that's a good
hundreds.
question. I don't know the precedent. Meaning, like what did Jared Fogle get? Or what's his name? Jared.
I think it is Jared
Jared
Fogle.
Fogle?
I think it's Jared Fogle.
The
Subway
Subway
guy?
guy.
Oh, okay.
What did he get?
He wasn't really trafficking though, was he?
No, he was
was
literally
just fucking-
having.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
It's a little different, but
15
still.
years for.
He got 15.
15 years.
But it was for child pornography and sex with minors.
I see.
But that's still not a lot. I feel like that should be
feels like it's not enough.
That should be like maximum sentencing. It should be like firing squad. Oh, you want to fuck a kid? You're dead. We kill you together as a group.
That's why I say
Like,
I don't know the precedent, meaning I don't know what people get
Right.
for it. I don't know. But so there you go. So Ghislaine, she never spilled anything about anybody. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, because she's
that we know of, I think, right? Because
Or that we know of.
nothing ever
Yeah.
got nothing ever got
came out. So we don't know.
released from what happened.
She never said anything about Prince Andrew,
Yeah.
even though Prince Andrew then was removed. Right,
yeah,
Sean?
like the royal family was.
No, you're done.
No,
Get
he
the
got
fuck out.
he got all of his titles were stripped,
Yeah.
and he's got nothing.
Yeah.
The guy's a dick.
So they know something.
Oh, of course they're not. Yeah, they're like
They're not going to do that for nothing.
Dude, the royal
Like,
family's an enterprise, bro.
You
They're
know
not
it.
trying to fuck that up.
Yeah. You know the queen was sat down, Andrew.
Here's probably what happened. She probably sat down. He's, I'm sorry, Grandma, and he literally takes a glove and like bitch slaps him. and then get out of my sight. Cunt.
No, I mean honestly,
him away.
I would assume
Stabs him.
I would assume the queen would have been to her intelligence agency. She would have been,
Fucking
give
get
me
rid
the
of her.
real data.
Oh, she knows what happened.
Give me the real info.
She took that to her grave.
You know what I mean? Like I want to know exactly what happened. And then she found out what happened.
Oh, she's like, you're toast.
And then I'm not going to kill you. You're not going to go to jail for this.
No, but you're out.
done.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Right?
You're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, that seems like
She 100%
seems the
knew what
way.
happened. She was, but
Yeah.
you know what she really did? She was like, you stupid ass. Jesus Christ. God.
So there you go. I mean, we got a lot more to dive into. We have to go over. There's some crazy stuff about his death.
Dude.
like some weird, 7 coincidences.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
It's like
it's
an episode of CSI. Really, this is so fantastical. It's like ridiculous. Like,
so
More than one coincidence equals a conspiracy. Like,
it equals
that's what we're gonna get into.
7 of them.
equals the reason our podcast exists.
So next episode we're gonna do the death, and then we're also gonna do the island
Yes,
because the island has its own.
the whole other thing.
It's actually really 2 islands.
It is, and I think someone just bought it too.
Yeah.
I think someone actually bought that.
So it's a whole thing. Anyway, so there you go. I know it's heavy, but at the same time,
It needs to be talked about.
it does. And
It's not talked about enough,
I know.
Yeah.
and it needs to be. It needs to be.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Especially
it's
be-
a tough subject. A lot
especially-
of people don't want to bring it
Yeah,
up and
they
talk
don't.
about it.
Yeah.
It sucks to talk about. I mean, let's be honest. It's like anytime there's underage kids involved, it's very uncomfortable.
worst.
It's extreme. It's very uncomfortable. And that's why I'm like, 15 years, 20 years. I'm like,
I know.
they don't like fucking shoot your kneecaps out and like fucking curb stomp you.
hang
Like what the fuck?
Also, there's more about what he did. He did right before his death. He moved all his money off shore.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So he.
All of his fake money that he magically
Yeah,
got.
but you know
Fucking
what's
piece of
crazy?
shit.
What sucks is all the victims
They don't get paid.
they can't sue him because the money is international waters.
Oh, wow.
So he knew.
I mean, he literally
know?
ran a company for
I know,
embezzling
he
money.
knew what he was.
Like, what the fuck? It was for embezzling
Professional
money. Like,
embezzler.
professional embezzler.
Oh
What
my
the fuck?
God.
I mean, the real question that comes out of all this, obviously, everybody knows Epstein, and he's going to be tainted forever as this guy. But really, what I was kind of hoping we would maybe dive into, and maybe the next episode or the one after, is well, who else?
I mean,
More people involved in this.
This was an enterprise.
This
Like,
is
was,
not just
It wasn't
him.
like he doesn't have enough time in his four horsemen assistants.
Yeah,
There's way more people involved.
I mean, worst case, you have Ghislaine, you have the 4 people, and then
no, but can
And the
you,
fifth
all
girl.
the other people.
No, but dude,
and the 5th girl.
Dude, just imagine the logistics alone for coordinating all the flights to the island.
Yes.
I mean, just the logistics alone. I can't even.
It's a whole
I can't even
corporation,
think
like-
about how much that
insane,
takes.
man.
I know.
Just kind of coordination.
Just like the narcos, like they have their own corporate system. Like
Dude,
somebody runs the
I
drugs,
know.
somebody runs the money, whatever.
and there's layers because what
The
it does.
traffickers have their own fucking system
Well,
too.
the traffickers, what you do, you set it up so it insulates the person at the top, and that's why they created
Right.
they created the RICO laws, and the RICO laws were to pretty much the kingpins of like the mob and all the stuff. They couldn't be charged with anything because they didn't do anything themselves.
Right.
So you're able to charge
Keep distance.
You're able to charge the leader and a conspiracy for everything that was done under their enterprise. So it's a criminal. The RICO it's criminal enterprise. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
so that's why they created that, because that's what the guys will do. He's at the top. He's not doing shit.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not making any calls.
I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you to
She
jack
showed,
me
she
off.
showed up. I don't fucking know. Her hand was on my dick.
Even the girls that he recruited would come in and ask for the thing.
I know. He's like, I didn't say
He's
it.
like, I'm just laying there.
He's like,
I'm just laying
I'm
here.
asleep.
The girl comes
She
in and be
jumped
like,
on me.
Yeah, and
I'm
she's
asleep.
like, she's like a waitress.
She's like, damn, that's a lot of
Yeah.
You know what I
tips.
mean?
Ugh. Okay.
The worst.
There you go.
Well, we're gonna leave you off of this. Have a great day.
Yeah, what a downer.
Enjoy work on your Tuesday. Fuck.
Think about how our court system failed us.
Exactly.
Again.
Yeah.
And how you can't trust your coworkers. So-
There you go. Yeah, and your kids shouldn't talk to anybody at
I know.
high school.
That's right.
You should homeschool because they're all out. All the kids are fucking. They're all traffickers. So, anyways,
All right.
99.
Catch you guys. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye. 99.
Goodbye. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to reach out to us, please email us at info@theconspiracypodcast.com. You can check us out on Instagram at @conspiracypodcast. Also, don't forget to subscribe. You can catch a new podcast almost every week. Just hit the little subscribe button at the top. It's a plus sign. We love show ideas, corrections, hate mail. Thanks a bunch.